Severino swings and misses, struck him out. At the plate, Isaac Paredes. 1 for 1 with a double and a run scored. And the first pitch misses for ball 1. 2 aboard, 2 outs. And a foul ball. Swing and a miss as he was out front that time. Started after it, appeal to first, and no swing, says Joe McDonald. Two on, 2 outs. And it remains 2-2. Fans another, and that's 3 straight strikeouts. No runs, a hit, 2 left. We played 2 full. It's the Astros 2 and the A's nothing. Back here in Houston, on to the 3rd inning. So here's Brown at the plate. First pitch, not close. To third. Paredes fires over to first. Leadoff hitter gone in the 3rd.
Batting 8th, 3rd baseman, Luis Urias.
Here's Luis Urias.
How about this one, Boog? In 2023, Urias hit grand slams for Boston in back-to-back plate appearances. They happened on different days, but he still became the first Red Sox player to do it since Jimmy Fox in 1940.
Urias getting to start at 3rd, 27 years old, and he's a native of Mexico. Grounder off the pitcher. The throw is still in time, and they do get the 2nd out of the inning.
Smooth play on the bare hand there at 3rd. That was nice.
Two outs, base is empty. And now, Jacob Wilson. That's down and in. Pop foul out of play off to the right. The 1-1.
Nope, ball.
Inside, just missed. That one fouled off. Lifted in the air, left field, pretty well struck. Corrals it, and that is that. 9 straight retired here to start the game. It's the Astros 2 and the A's nothing. And welcome back to the ballpark. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. Now here's the Astros designated hitter, Yordan Alvarez. First pitch doesn't find the zone. Though Chris, through the early stages, he hasn't been very efficient in terms of the pitch count. He's going to need to get some quick out. Oh, now this is blasted. Way back there. On its way. Gone. And they tack on to their lead. It's 3-0.
Just an excellent swing all the way around, and it had that sound coming off the bat that gets everyone's attention. Got a pitch to drive, short to the baseball, squared it up, and the backspin carried it out of here.
So now it's the 4-hole hitter, Christian Walker. Right through there for a strike. It is interesting, though, when you consider the way the game is run now. Doesn't even matter that much if your starter doesn't go that deep because teams are really aggressively building their bullpens. Next offering is downstairs. Nobody on, nobody out with a run in here in the last half of the third.
Always exciting to see a leadoff home run in an inning. Kind of gets the offense fired up, and you start to expect a big inning.
That's off the mark. And now 2 balls and 2 strikes. And that misses off the outside edge.
Didn't get the result he wanted, but that's a nice pitch right there.
Ripped into right center. And that should be extra bases. Makes the turn and heads for second. In safely. It's a double and his second hit.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. Put a really nice balanced swing on it, and when you can rope one into the gap like that, you're thinking extra bases from the first couple of steps out of the box, and he'll feel real good about that one.
Runner in scoring position, no outs. Yainer Diaz now at the plate. That one hammered but pulled foul. Man at second. Double-barreled action in the bullpen. Noah Murdoch up and throwing. Harris, the lefty, warming up as well. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. Jeremy Pena up next for the Astros. He's 0 for 1. The shortstop takes the ball. Just missed.
That's the ball.
Line drive, base hit. Coming home. He'll score easily. It's an RBI single, and it's 4-0. Chas McCormick up next for the Astros. And he pumps it a strike.
I love this part of the game. Does he really want to try and steal second against this catcher? I know he's fast, but it's pretty risky.
Severino throws to first.
He's safe.
Still only 1 out here in the inning. In the air out towards right center. It gets down a base hit. And they'll have runners at the corners after a 1-out single.
Nice rip.
2 on, 1 out. Next to hit, Ben Gamble. He reached on a walk his first time. Runner on the go. Now a high fly ball out to left center. Lede sizes this one up. And he makes the catch. Runner tags from third. He scores on the sac fly, and the lead is up to 5.
Well, that's the 3rd run of the inning, and this team is doing a nice job of executing at the plate right now.
Digging in, it's the speedy outfielder, Jake Myers.
Center fielder, Jake Myers.
Severino throws to first,
late. He's in
and
there.
he's back in there. First offering, and it just misses.
Clearly, he hasn't had it in this game, and looks like sooner than later, they're going to have to go to the bullpen.
McCormick leads off first with 2 down to the inning. And that one in the air center field, Blade. And that ends the inning. So they get 3 runs on 4 hits. One was the solo homer. On to inning number 4. It's the Astros 5 and the A's nothing. As we go to the top of the 4th, leading off, Lawrence Butler. That one's in there. Strike 1.
You know, these Athletics just lacking discipline at the plate in this ball game. They're chasing a lot of pitches outside the zone, and those chases that are turning into a bunch of outs. Can they turn that around and stay within the zone? We'll see, but I think they have to.
Rolls across the diamond. That's the first out in the top of the 4th. Brent Rooker up next for the A's. Struck out looking at his first at bat. He's not going to get cheated up there.
No, he's not. He's looking to do damage with every swing he takes.
Swing and a ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. So they get a man aboard with a 1-out single.
Now batting, center fielder J.J.
This is J.J. Blade. 0 for 1. He struck out swinging last time. And a strike on the outside corner at 95. The 0-1. Swing and a foul straight back. Outside low. Now 1 and 2. Man at first, 1 away. Waves at the fender for the strikeout.
Well, obviously, that was nowhere near the strike zone by the time it got to the plate. And people at home watching are thinking, what's he swinging at? But I'll tell you, some of the break guys snap off these days is just devastating. It can be so tough to recognize where a pitch like that's going to end up.
Let's go, Astros! 1 ball, no strike.
In the dirt. That's outside. And now 2-0. The Stros leading by 5. Top half of inning number 4. Valdez checks over to first, and he's back.
Come on, Houston!
Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. Two outs. Swings and misses. So he picks up his 6th strikeout of the ball game. The A's strand 1. Still looking at that 5-0 deficit.
Now pitching for the
Welcome
A's.
back, and they turn to a new arm as we kick off the bottom of the 4th. Noah Murdoch.
I think it's got to be a little tough coming in out of the pen when your guys are trailing so big on the scoreboard. Just doesn't have the same intensity to it, but he's got to find a way because these batters count the same for his stats, obviously, regardless of the score.
Jose Altuve.
Come on, Astros!
This to third.
Get there, let's go!
Slings it across. And one gone in the 4th. as they get the leadoff man.
Fastball groove right down the middle. Usually a lot of damage done with that pitch. A hard grounder, but he wanted to get that ball in the air, maybe drive it into the gap.
Isaac Paredes getting ready to hit. 1 for 2.
Here we go, Astros. Here we go.
Swing and a miss.
Ellie just threw that fastball
0-1.
by him, elevated, and if you're not looking up in that location, very difficult to catch up to, especially with that velocity.
Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2. Stays alive. Base is empty, 1 away. We're here in the bottom of the 4th.
Here we go, Astros.
Rips that one center field, and there's a hit.
Nice rip.
Now batting. the
So a man at
designated
first.
hitter, Yordan
Now it's Yordan Alvarez.
Alvarez.
He's already homered here in this one. A little out front there as he swings through it.
No balls. 1 strike.
Up the middle, and he knocks it down. Still able to get it there in time. He keeps his composure, and they get the out.
Now batting
He had more
first
time than he
base,
thought right there. Probably didn't have to barehand it, but he made it look nice, that's for sure.
So 2 down now, and here is Christian Walker. He's already homered in this game.
Astros, come on.
Misses
No,
off the
that's out.
plate, and that is ball 1. Next offering is fouled back.
Let's go, Astros. Ball.
The guy at the plate could recognize slider out of the hand. Didn't stay in the tunnel very long in terms of depth and perception. He knew right away it was an off-speed pitch.
Here's a high fly ball out to center. Lede under it. He's there. He's got it. And that is that. 1 left for Houston, but they hold a 5-0 lead. Back here at Dyken
leading
Park,
off with
and now the
Athletics.
first baseman,
First
Tyler
baseman,
Soderstrom.
Soderstrom.
Valdez back to work. Just
Outside. That's
missed.
the ball.
You know, these A's, they're not going to be happy with the at-bats they've been having so far. Just 1 base runner to this point, and it's not exactly early
Yeah.
anymore. They have guys in this lineup capable of
1-1.
sparking something, but it just hasn't happened for them yet.
And that one clips the corner.
1-2.
Swings through it, and that's a strikeout.
Well, he's showing some pretty dominating stuff out there in this one, not just in terms of swing and miss, but also in terms of command. You know, all of the strikeouts, they just kind of speak for themselves, but when you don't walk anyone, you're demonstrating that you have the confidence in your abilities to truly go right after opposing batters.
Next up for the A's, Zach Geloff. He was a strikeout victim his first time. Just
Nope,
missed.
ball.
And that drops in for a strike.
1 ball, 1 strike. All right, Astros. Woo!
Off the
That's
mark
a ball.
there, and a count 2-1. Just
Ball.
missed.
Oh, they have had a hard time scoring in this one. The pitcher out there on the mound wants to keep attacking, make sure that they don't get any confidence.
Swing and a miss, and he was fooled.
This guy's sink has so much drop in it. It's almost like a split finger fastball. Instead of just weak contact and balls on the ground, he gets swings and misses.
Make it 4 strikeouts in a row, just cruising along. And the batter now, Seth Brown. 0 for 1 so far.
Here we go, Astros.
Swing and a miss. There's the changeup.
So far, this guy's been able to tease the strike zone, gets those swings and misses. Somebody's going to have to shorten up, be a little more patient, and make this guy work in the zone a little more.
And that is cut on and missed. And it's 0-2.
Now this offense has just been locked down. Almost 5 full innings of shutout baseball.
Another one. That's 5 straight strikeouts. Nothing doing there for the A's. It's 5-0. And we're back. And here's the catcher, Yainer Diaz.
Catcher, Yainer Diaz.
Come on, Astros.
And that drops in for a strike.
Well, these Astros, digging into their numbers, have to be happy with the swings they're taking. They have 5 extra base hits on the stat sheet so far, and that tells me they're seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand really well.
Brown on the move. Reaches for it, but it's foul.
With all those extra base hits, it's easy to think we're going to see that trend continue the rest of the game. They seem to be really locked in at the plate.
Let's get the win, Astros.
And that one off the outside edge. That's towards center. Lede under it. And out number 1 on the grab.
Now batting, shortstop, Jeremy Pena.
Jeremy Pena, the next to hit.
Let's go, Houston.
Fastball for a strike.
That's a ball.
And a swing and a miss. There's that slider.
Clearly, he was sitting on a fastball right there and just ended up out in front of the slider. Hey, you can't fault him for his commitment. Now he's just going to have to battle with 2 strikes.
The shortstop takes the ball.
Let's go, Astros.
Lifted in the air, right center field. Butler, long run into the gap. And there's 2 down.
Now batting, left fielder.
2 down, base is empty. And now here is Chas McCormick. And a first pitch fastball is in for a strike. 2 down, nobody on. Last half of inning number 5.
Let's go, Astros.
Next offering
1 ball,
down
2
in the
strikes.
dirt. Outside with a breaking
Outside.
ball.
And that's awfully close. I don't know how you take that. He's seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand really well right now.
And that's in the dirt. Full count, 3-2.
Count's full.
And a foul ball, he stays alive.
Come on, Houston.
On the inside corner for called strike 3. No runs, no hits, no errors. 5 innings complete. It's the Astros 5 and the A's nothing. Back here in Houston, start of the sixth, John Shambi with Chris Singleton. And leading off, Luis Urias.
Let's go, Astros! You can do it, Astros! Woo! All right, Astros!
That catches the top part of the zone. That's strike one. Out to short, Pena.
Move it, move it!
Throw not in time. It's an unlikely infield single.
No, that's a really tough play no matter who you are, but I think he has a chance to get him at first if he's just able to get that throw off a little quicker. It looked like he took one extra step to set himself and get a grip on the ball.
And now it's going to be Jacob Wilson. 0 for 1 with a fly out to center. He swings and fouls one off. And the pitch is outside, ball one. Urias gets his lead at first with nobody out. Strike two.
Well, the hitter shows the pitcher that he's willing to go after that pitch down in the zone. So perhaps he'll come back to it, still try to get that ground ball double play.
The other way, and foul ball. Double play ball to second. Off balance feed, there's one. To first, not in time. Great effort there.
Right fielder, Lawrence Butler.
Now here's the leadoff hitter for the A's, Lawrence Butler. 0 for 2 in this one.
Get two!
Butler goes 6 feet 3 inches, 24 years old, and he was a 6th round draft pick back in 2018. And this one squirts away from the catcher. And it's a ball and a strike as the runner holds. The Astros leading by 5, and we're in the top half of the 6th.
Come on, Astros, let's go!
Swings through that.
Nothing but curveballs so far in the at-bat. Kind of makes it difficult as a hitter to know what to look for because you start wondering if he'll keep coming with it or if they'll try to speed you up.
Cut on and miss. Curveball struck him out.
Now at 10 Ks with still a few innings left, so expect him to add on to that total. And, you know, pitchers are looking to have a strikeout per inning. I mean, that's excellent work. The way it looks now, I mean, he's going to have a better rate than that in this one. So really good stuff working on the mound in this one.
Rooker stands in now, looks at that one inside.
1-0. Let's go, Astros!
And a foul ball. Swing and a ball driven out to center. That's back.
You kidding me?
This one's out of here into the archways. Kiss that ball goodbye. And they cut into the lead. It's 5-2.
That swing just injected more drama into this one. Really great job of anticipation there. He knows he throws the sinker. That one down in the zone. You're trying to beat it to the spot it's getting to. Well, he won.
2 outs, nobody on. And now the center fielder, J.J. Bleday. And first offering is fouled off. Breaking ball misses down and away. And now the count 1-2 after the swing and the miss. Swings and misses at the breaking ball in the dirt. Diaz gathers, throws to first. That completes the strikeout, and that'll do it. The A's with a 2-run blast. It's now 5-2. Back after this on the show. Bottom of the 6th inning. Now here is Ben Gamel. Off the mark there, and it's 1-0. The A's bullpen has some movement. Michel Otonez, the young right-hander, up and throwing. McFarland getting cranked up as well.
Astros, let's go.
Swing and a ball lifted left field.
Come on.
Puts it away for the out.
Now batting, center fielder, Jake
Now here is Jake Myers.
Let's go, Stros.
And the first pitch misses for ball 1. That finds the mark on the inside corner.
Let's go, Astros.
Swing and a miss as he was out front.
1 and 2's the count.
Just misses with that one.
Really nice slider right there, sweeping across the dish, but just couldn't hang the edge.
Next pitch is outside.
He's really tightening up his hitting zone with 2 strikes here. I love it.
And he walked him.
That's low. Ball 4. Take your base.
That's a nice at bat and a great take on 3-2. Probably could have gone either way in that spot around the knees.
So the batting order turns over. Next to hit, Jose Altuve. 0 for 3 with 2 groundouts and a strikeout.
Let's keep it going.
He might want to steal second in this spot, but he's dealing with a catcher that has one of the best pop times in the game. He needs to pick his spot very wisely. Altuve always seems to be setting records or reaching milestones, Boog. In 2023, he became the fastest player to reach 2,000 career hits.
To second, there's one. On to first, double play. And that's the inning. 3 up, 3 down that time. We're through 6 full. It's the Astros 5 and the A's 2. Back here in Houston, and now Shea Langoliers. The Athletics in striking distance, but have some work to do.
Boog, it starts with the leadoff man. Need a good at bat out of him right here.
And that's in there at the knees. Action in the pen down there. Brian Abreu, the hard-throwing righty, is up and loosening. Scott also throwing. Comes up empty.
It really looks like these hitters have been in between with their timing today. Good fastball, excellent slider, but they've not been able to commit to one velocity and stay there.
See ya. Strikes him out for the 2nd time today.
Well, he made pretty quick work of him right there. You look at the sequence, everything down at the knees and below. And some guys are good low ball hitters, but right there, they clearly had a plan to pound that part of the zone, and he wasn't able to put up much of a fight.
Next up for the A's, Tyler Soderstrom. And first offering is fouled off. On the ground to first. Takes it himself, and 2 away to start the 7th.
If you want to be a great defense, you have to deliver consistently. It doesn't matter how many highlight reel plays you make if you can't execute the small stuff, just like we saw.
2 outs, base is empty. Here's the second baseman, Zach Geloff. That one misses. 1-0. 2 down, nobody on. Here in the top half of inning number 7. And it's even up.
1-1.
Swing and a ball drilled center field. Myers on his way over, and that is that. And welcome back to the ballpark. Set for the last half of the seventh. Here's the third baseman, Isaac Paredes. And first offering is fouled off.
Here we go, Astros. Come on, Astros.
Struck him out swinging. Chased the fastball up the ladder for strike three.
Gosh, here it is, hit it. 3-pitch strikeout, all fastballs. Man, he's got a lot of confidence in that pitch right now.
So now the DH spot, Yordan Alvarez.
One more time.
And that one misses up and in. Ball one.
Let's go, Astros.
That one
2-0.
missed. Base is empty, one away. Here at the bottom of the seventh.
Astros, come on.
Next offering is fouled back. Too low, and it's ball three.
Let's go, Astros. Come on, Astros.
That clips a corner.
Count is full.
Got him. That K is his third of the game.
Frustrating end to the at-bat for the hitter, and I'm sure that's going to sit on him for a little while. You want to be ready to hit the fastball. Sometimes you can overthink things, and I think that was the case right there.
So next up for Houston, Christian Walker. And it was a homer back in the first inning that got his day started at the plate.
Yeah, Boog, a 2-run blast, and that swing will give him confidence the rest of the way.
Now this is in the air down the line. Nobody can get there, and it's a foul ball.
Come on, Astros.
Next pitch misses, and it's 1-1. And there's a foul ball.
Throwing the ball well, and they need this scoreless inning in relief right here. Been doing a good job keeping him in striking distance.
Swings through it for the K. And he strikes out the side for the second time today. Nothing doing there for Houston. They're still out in front 5-2. So a new pitcher out of the bullpen for the Astros, Brian Abreu.
And we all know about his slider. It's just filthy, man. And one of the better ones in the game, I'd say. Spin rate's very high, and it just breaks a ton.
Brown up for the third time here. Watches that one miss. Movement in the bullpen. Josh Hader, the closer, getting cranked up for a possible save opportunity. Next offering is fouled back. Hard hit left side. And a quick out, number one.
That play won't be trending on social media later on, but it's still important to execute it to perfection. This game is a lot harder than it looks, partner.
Luis Urias will hit next.
Let's get the win, Astros.
Swings through that one for strike one. The Stros leading by 3, and we're in the top of the 8th. Swing and a base hit.
Now batting, number 5.
One down. Jacob Wilson up next for the A's. That's a strike. 0-1.
Now, these guys definitely looking for a big swing of the bat right here. Try to close that gap. But, you know, at the very least, if you could find a way to manufacture that run from first, it feels like it's really important to getting back into this ball game.
And a swing and a miss there.
No ball. 2 strikes.
Urias, the base runner at first with 1 out. The shortstop takes the ball. And a swing and a miss. Down on strikes, 2 away.
Finished him off by blowing it by him up high, but they did a really nice job of setting that pitch up. The plan of attack early on was to keep everything down around the knees. So that was a good call to change his eye level and run it by him for the K.
Digging in, Lawrence Butler. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a ground out. That one finds the zone. That's strike 1.
Let's go, Houston.
An at bat like this is almost over as it begins. In this situation, you have no idea what the next pitch is going to be. You just got to hope that you can make contact.
Fights that one away, and the count remains 0-2. Battling here as he fouls it away.
Man, he'd like to have that pitch back.
Swing and a high fly ball left field. Myers on the move to the alley. He's got it, and that'll do it. The A's strand 1, and the deficit remains 5-2.
Now pitching for the
Back
A's.
now, new pitcher on the mound as we roll into the bottom of the 8th. Michelle Otonez.
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
At the plate is the Astros catcher, Yainer Diaz.
Catcher, Yainer Diaz.
And that one popped in the air, left field. Brown makes the grab, 1 pitch and 1 out.
Really nice job to get your first out of the ball game.
Now batting, the shortstop.
And next to hit for Houston, Jeremy Pena.
Pena.
And ball 1. The Athletics have some bullpen action. Grant Holman, the rookie right-hander, is getting loose. And a breaking ball misses outside. And another ball. Next offering is in for a strike. And that is out of play. Fouled off again, and it remains 3-2. 1 down, base is empty. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Got him looking. He battled for a long time, but it finishes with a strikeout. You can't be mad at yourself after an at-bat like that one.
Really good battle right there, and that final pitch probably could have gone either way. He was hoping he'd get ball 4. Instead, the umpire rings him up for the backwards K.
2 down, bases empty. Chas McCormick up next for the Astros. And a first pitch fastball is in for a strike. Two down, nobody on. Pitch misses there, and now it's even 1-1. And misses inside.
2-1.
And a strike right through there. That one at triple digits. And that's outside.
It's a tough pitch, but in terms of the best pitch you're going to get to hit in the at-bat, that fastball was down enough where you're going to catch up to one. That's the one. When he elevates, guys aren't touching it. Well, a breaking ball in that 3-2 count kind of tells you that that's the pitch he has the most confidence in right now. Just couldn't find the strike zone.
Gamble, the next to hit, takes outside.
You know, the 2-out walk, got to erase that and really go to work on the hitter. You got to go ahead and just let him steal if he's been.
Runner takes off, pitch in for a strike. Throw to second, out at second. That ends the inning.
Well, trying to get into scoring position, but a great catch and throw to end the inning. That's the way to pick up the pitcher.
Back now, and on the mound, the closer, Josh Hader.
And I can't imagine any save is an easy one. You're holding a small lead on the scoreboard, and you know those hitters are going to give you the best at-bats they can. So it's always high stress. Let's see what he's got here to try and close it out.
The designated hitter, Brent Rooker.
Out in front with the swing, and that is strike 1.
0-1.
Well, I think that one of the things that we've seen is that neutralizing the running game is as much to do with going with the slide step that a good majority of the pitchers have, and nobody wants to give a free ball to the hitter. Next pitch is outside. Back when you played, it wasn't the empirical data we have now. It was a guy with a ruler and a diamond taking a colored pencil and drawing a line where he thought someone had hit the ball, right?
That or just going off of gut or feel. What does it look like his swing is today? What's the pitcher throwing? They are sticking to the metrics and what seems to be most consistent for that hitter, regardless of who the pitcher is on the mound.
Man at first, J.J. Bleday now at the plate. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. That one's in there, 0-1.
Well, the leadoff man gets on. You want to minimize the threat by playing sound defense. Hopefully the pitcher can get a ball on the ground and they can roll him up for 2.
Rooker on at first, nobody out. Tapped at the plate, but it's a foul ball. That's off the mark, and it's 1-2.
Punch him out.
Squirts away a little bit.
Strike him out.
In there, got him looking, and that one split the plate. He's 2 outs away. And now here's the A's catcher, Shea Langoliers. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a flyout.
Keep it on the ground. Turn 2.
Part of what makes Hader's fastball so unique is that he gets carry on the fastball up in the zone, and yet he grips it like a sinker. So technically, his fastball is labeled as a sinker. Just misses the mark outside the zone. Cuts on it and misses. That's a strikeout. The A's down to their final out.
Well, interesting. He's looking very comfortable out of the stretch after giving up the leadoff single. Back-to-back strikeouts, so they haven't been able to move that runner up, get him into scoring position, and try to have a better chance of scoring. I tell you, good job so far on the mound. He just needs one more out.
The Athletics down to their last out. Next up for the A's, Tyler Soderstrom. 0 for 3. A fly out, a ground out, and a strikeout. In the air, left field, down the line. McCormick on the run. Couldn't get to it before it dropped foul. And now it's even up. Out towards right center. That's well struck. Myers going back. That's the ball game.
Whether you're a season ticket holder or you just come to a couple of games a year, to see your team win at home, there's just something special about that. Good job by this team to get it done for the hometown fans.
And your final score, 5-2. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi. We'll see you soon. Hello and welcome. Thanks for joining us. MLB The Show with a good one coming at you. It's the Athletics taking on the Houston Astros.
And now.
And we'll be back for the first pitch right after this.
Houston Astros.
Just about ready to go, and on the hill in this one, Framber Valdez. What do you got on him, Chris?
It's always interesting to see how he utilizes all of his pitches and how many of those he has a good feel for on that given day. When he's right, he's really able to keep hitters guessing, and all of his stuff seems to be coming out of the same arm slot, the same tunnel, and that can make life very difficult on his opponents.
And the batter now, Lawrence Butler. Outside, and this one is off and running. Ground ball left side, and it goes just foul. And a 1-1. Puts it in the air out towards left center. Myers on the move to the gap. He's got it, and there's one away. And time now to check out the A's lineup. And the challenge for this lineup today, Singy, finding a way to have success against the sinker ball.
Yeah, it's a tough pitch to hit, Boog, and even harder to elevate. Got to set your sights a little bit higher when you're at the dish. They're struggling with it. I'd expect them to make some type of adjustment. It won't take long to see how well that sinker is working today.
Brent Rooker, batting with one down, takes a strike. One out, bases empty. That one's in there, and the count is 0-2.
Well, he's gotten ahead with 2 pitches down in the zone. He has plenty of options right here. He can go up, he can go away, he can add velocity, he can subtract.
And they'll do it again. One down, base is empty. Fouls it off, still 1-2.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
And that's outside. And that's ball 2. Check swing, and he held up. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. And that is low for ball 4. It wasn't easy, but he earned that walk after a long at-bat.
You know, I think he's okay with that outcome. It wasn't an intentional walk, but he wasn't exactly trying to attack the zone either.
This is J.J. Bleday. And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter. Valdez, a former All-Star. He features a sinker, a curve, a changeup, a slider, and he works in a four-seamer. Swings through that one.
Got to be careful here. This is the type of hitter that can punish you, even with pitches outside the zone.
Foul ball, it stays 0-2. Got him swinging for the strikeout. Slider got him for strike 3.
He's locked in at the plate when he's using the whole field. He was out in front there. Just needs to let the ball travel a little more, and his timing will be back on track. Good pitch for the strikeout.
And now a chance for Shea Langoliers. Dives, and he can't hang on. Flip to the pitcher is in time, and they do get the third out of the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the first, 0-0. Back here at Dyken Park, and starting in this one, Luis Severino.
Well, there are going to be a lot of balls in play because of the ground ball rate. Important that the defense stays engaged in the game. I think it's critical. Tempo is there. If you work quickly, it helps the fielders behind you to stay engaged, to make those plays, and help you get through the innings.
Jose Altuve up to hit here. Obviously a guy who makes good contact, hits for average, but one of the things in today's game, the value in the fact that he hits both righties and lefties. First pitch, and he just misses. They're so reliant on the matchups nowadays, Chris, and it's huge when you don't have to sit a guy or platoon him.
When you can hit, both sides in terms of pitchers' arms, you're a guy that it's hard to take out of the lineup, and I think it's very important today when everything is under the microscope.
That's too low, and it's 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah, that's fouled off. Severino kicks, deals to the right side. Tosses to first. One gone, bottom half of the first. Now we check out the Astros lineup. Chris, this is a lineup offensively that could be really good for years to come.
They're deep, first and foremost, but the way that they can manipulate their personnel for matchups and everything else, it's very intelligent the way that they use their team, and I think it creates a little bit of uncertainty for opposing teams, especially in a big game, big series.
Fought off foul.
Ball. 1-1.
In there for a strike at the bottom of the zone.
Really good cutter that he's able to front door and back door. That pitch is devastating.
Got him swinging.
Come on now.
Batting third.
Here's Yordan Alvarez.
Yordan Alvarez.
And that one upstairs, ball 1. 2 out, space is empty.
That's a ball.
I think it's very important to establish the inside part of the plate early. Sets the tone for the rest of the game.
Just
Nope,
missed.
that's outside. Ball.
That's ball 4.
Nope, that's
Tried
ball
another
4.
fastball,
Runner
but
on
missed the
base.
spot.
He did not take the bat off his shoulder the entire at bat.
First baseman.
And here now is the Astros cleanup hitter, Christian Walker. And first offering is fouled off.
Let's go, Christian.
Alvarez off of first with 2 away.
Astros, let's go.
There's a swing and a drive. And that
That's
is a foul ball.
Let's go, Astros.
The next pitch
That's ball.
misses. Now 1-2. And that's outside. Cut on and missed, and it's a strikeout, and that is the inning. So the Astros leave 1, scoreless after 1. Back here in Houston, all set for the start of the inning. And here's the first baseman, Tyler Soderstrom. Valdez back to work. Just missed.
Ball.
Ground ball right side. Altuve handles it. Slings to first. Leadoff man retired here in the second.
Batting sixth, second baseman, Zach Geloff.
Zach Geloff getting ready to hit.
Let's go, Stros.
Right through there for a strike.
0-1.
No score here in the second. On the ground, right side. Altuve. On to first. 2 up, 2 down in the top of the second.
This lineup's going to have to find a way to make him work a little harder out there on the mound. I mean, he is just mowing them down. He's settling in. You got to make him uncomfortable. Maybe step out of the box, call timeout, do whatever it takes.
Seth Brown in the box with 2 gone, and takes a look at a called strike. And a swing and a miss.
Gonna really need to hang in there with that front side against this left-handed breaking ball.
Next pitch is
No, that's down.
downstairs.
Ball.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Tries to check his swing. Now a look to third. No swing. Eric Summerskill with the call.
Swing.
2-2. Fights it off. You'll see another. 2 outs.
We got a full count.
Wow, this guy's really battling up there as if his run is the game-winning run. I love his tenacity.
Come on, Houston.
Ninth pitch of the at-bat due next. Right through there, got it. The A's go quietly, and the A's are gone in order. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. And we're back. We head to the bottom of the second, and stepping in for the Astros, Yainer Diaz. And that one is inside ball one. Next offering is fouled back. Swing and a foul out of play. The 1-2. And that skips into dirt. Swings and misses on the fastball up in the zone for the strikeout. Jeremy Pena up next for the Astros. On the corner for a strike. One down, base is empty. Trying to bunt his way on, and that's a foul ball. The shortstop takes the ball.
This guy's a fun guy to watch taking at bat. He just battles up there. He doesn't take a pitch off at all. Makes it so difficult on the pitchers out there. You can tell they get frustrated with how long it takes to put him away.
Inside, and the count's full. Good battle here. About to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again.
I wouldn't throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball, slightly elevated. He just is having a hard time catching up.
Gets a piece and stays alive.
Come on, Jeremy.
Swing and a ball lifted in the air. Shallow right field. That's out number 2.
Batting 7th, left fielder,
Chas McCormick up next for the Astros.
Here we go, Astros.
That misses the zone, and that's ball 1. Tap foul at the plate. Hit pretty well in the air out to center. Makes the catch, and that is the 3rd out of the inning. We'll move to the 3rd with no score. Back here in Houston. Well, here we go. Top of the 3rd, scoreless game. Here's Luis Urias. First pitch misses. And a curve is down and in.
2-0.
There's a strike.
In today's game, not that many fastball counts, but hitters still in the back of their minds, they're looking for one. 2-0 changeup call right there. Excellent pitch selection to go with.
That one missing inside.
Just doesn't seem to want to throw him a fastball.
Hit on the ground up the middle. That's a base hit. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
Well, patience and discipline paid off right there as he got into an advantage count. Just kept it simple, played pepper with the middle of the infield and took it back where it came from, and there's just no one there to knock it down.
Jacob Wilson up next for the A's. Just missed. Nobody out, runner at first. On the ground to third, might be two. Feed to second, that's one. How about that double play?
Oh, man, what a smooth double play. That was a thing of beauty from start to finish.
Right fielder, Lawrence Butler.
So digging in, Lawrence Butler. Fly to center his first time. He's 0 for 1. That one drilled left field. McCormick going back onto the track, and he makes the catch. Home half of the third coming up. No score. And welcome back to the ballpark. Set for the bottom of the third. Here's Ben Gamel. Gamel, in his 7th season, 32 years old, and he was a 10th round pick back in 2010. Foul ball there. That just misses. And 1-1. And there's a rocket into the outfield. Around first, digging for two. Throws to second. And he starts the bottom of the third with a double.
He was all over that one. That pretty much split the zone down the middle, and those are the ones where you got to make them pay. Runner in scoring position now, and a good opportunity to push across the first run of the ballgame.
So the go-ahead run in scoring position. Myers, the next to hit. That's off the inside corner. Ball one.
One ball, no strikes.
A swing and a miss, and that's strike one.
One ball, one
Runner in
strike.
scoring position, nobody out. Here in the last half of the third. Check swing, and he went. That is strike two.
1-2.
That's foul off to the right side, keeps the AB going. Man at second. And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. Fights that one away. Still 1-2.
Well, he hasn't gotten the result yet, but it's got to feel pretty confident. 3 foul balls in a row. He's right on this guy.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Back to the top of the lineup. Here's the former MVP, Jose Altuve. Rolled out to second in his first at bat.
Altuve has a lot of history with the Astros. In fact, he's played so many seasons in Houston that he's the only player to be named an All-Star in both leagues while playing for the same team. You know, Boog, Altuve goes back all the way to those Astros days in the NL Central before they moved to the AL West.
Right-hander kicks, deals.
1-1.
Let's go, Astros.
That one back up the middle, and it gets through. Headed for the plate. He'll score, and the Astros take the lead. And it's an RBI single, 1-0.
Picks himself up an RBI. Once you get the ball by the pitcher, there's a lot of base hits up the middle, even on ground balls. So a nice job to use that big hole and get himself a hit.
Man at first with one gone. Isaac Paredes digs in now. He's 0 for 1. And that one fouled off. Right through there for a strike. Altuve leads off first with 1 away. And now 1 and 2. Hammers that one deep left field and forget it. That's worth the price of admission. And they add a pair. It's 3-0. That was blasted.
Absolutely, no doubt off the bat. Looks like this guy was looking out over the plate, but he was ready to turn on the inside fastball. So direct to the pitch. Absolutely blasted out of this ballpark.
Air Jordan steps in to take his hats. Walked his first time. Just missed.
Part of the order coming through now, and with 1 home run already in this inning, they're definitely looking to do some more damage.
Though Chris, through the early stages, he hasn't been very efficient in terms of the pitch count. He's going to need to get some quick outs if he's going to get deeper into this game. Still only 1 out here in the inning. Outside low, and it's 2-1. It is interesting, though, when you consider the way the game is run now, doesn't even matter that much if your starter doesn't go that deep because teams are really aggressively building their bullpens. 2-2 now. Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another.
Counts full.
This one popped up. Urias. And there are 2 outs.
It's a good recovery, though, after giving up the home run. Not allowing it to stay in the head, but going to work at the next hitter, and a tough one at that.
2 outs, base is empty. Christian Walker will hit next. Struck out swinging his first time. That one is upstairs.
Good purpose pitch right there. Trying to tease him, get him to raise his sights, pop something up, and make it an easy out.
And another ball.
Well, he looks more focused at the plate and working the count after that first at-bat strikeout.
And now 2 balls and a strike.
2-1.
Ripped on a line. Brown brings it in. And that is that. But they strike for 3 in the inning. 2 on this 2-run home run. It's now 3-0. Back here at Dyken Park, John Shambi with Chris Singleton, and set to lead off the 4th, Brent Rooker.
Let's go, Houston.
Come on, Astros.
Swing and a miss. 0-1.
You know, these Athletics just haven't produced as many competitive at-bats as I'd like to see in this one. They're swinging early, being aggressive, but 1 or 2 pitches later, the at-bat is over. That's not going to cut it if it's not resulting in hits. So they might want to be a little more selective up there.
So now 1-2.
Generally, second, third time through the lineup, you want to be able to lean on those secondary pitches and command them. Looks like he's doing a nice job of it.
Next offering is outside. Good job to fight that one off. And down on strikes he goes. And he's registered 3 Ks in this one.
Now batting.
So up next, J.J. Bleday. His first at-bat was a strikeout.
All right, Astros. Woo!
Hit hard on the ground to short. 2 quick outs here in the top of the 4th.
Now batting. Catcher Shea Langoliers.
2 down, bases empty. Shea Langoliers up next for the A's. He's 0 for 1. And first offering is fouled off. Just missed.
Just missed with that backdoor breaking ball. If he gets a swing and miss or called strike, 0-2 count. Instead, it's 1-1. Look for him to go back to that pitch later in this at bat.
Swings through that one for strike 2. 2 down, nobody on. Top half of inning number 4. And that's in the dirt.
Well, he might have to look for a different put-away pitch right here, 2-2. He's already seen the curveball a couple of times in this at-bat, so might have it timed up and ready for it.
Swing and a miss, and he got him. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. A's go quickly and quietly there. They trail it here 3-0. Back here in Houston, and now the catcher comes up to him. Yainer Diaz. And it's fouled away.
Well, these Astros showing great discipline at the plate, and patience definitely seems to be the name of their game in this one. It's not just the 3 runs they've already scored.
Nice grab.
Nothing you can do about those as a hitter. Even though you know that, they still drive you absolutely crazy.
Jeremy Pena up next for the Astros. Flied to right his first time. Check swing called strike. And that's strike 1.
And that pitch count is impactful because if they can keep making him work hard out there, it may force the bullpen to get involved a little sooner rather than later.
Throws to first. Already 2 gone here in the home 4th.
Oh, Boog, we talk about how the ball is coming out of a pitcher's hand. The way it comes out of his hand as an infielder, wow, really impressive.
2 outs, base is empty. Now at the plate, Chas McCormick. First offering, and it just misses.
1-0.
This is important. If he can go 1-2-3 here, will be a very positive sign for him and for his team.
Swing and a miss. And it's 2-1.
When you throw a fastball by a guy like that, I imagine it's got to feel incredible. Look for him to throw it again at some point.
Just missed.
3-1.
Fastball for a strike. And now it's 3-2.
That's a good pitch there. Really had some run and finished a little up and in just on the edge. And that's one of those, if you swing at it, you hit a broken bat as you jog back to the dugout.
Popped up. Wilson makes the catch, And that's the third out. Astros are down quietly, but they lead it 3-0. And we're back. We go to the top of the fifth, and now the first baseman, Tyler Soderstrom.
You can do it, Astros.
Valdez back to work. And that drops in for a strike.
You know, these A's, to put it bluntly, need to put together more competitive at-bats, and I don't think they've lived up to their own expectations at the plate. They really haven't worked many deep counts or long at-bats, and that's fine if you're having a lot of success, but at this point, I think it's time to make an adjustment.
Rip towards third. Sends it to first, and the leadoff hitter retired in the fifth.
Now batting, second baseman, Zach Geloff.
Zach Geloff now at the plate.
Woo, all right, Astros.
Smoked on the ground a second. And he just beats him to the bag, gets the out. He wins the foot race there.
Up next for the A's, left fielder, Seth Brown.
2 down, bases empty. Seth Brown, the next to hit. Struck out looking his first time. That's inside, and it's 1-0.
The offense needs to start showing some fight against this starter. He's doing his thing out there. They're going to have to push back at some point and make him work a little bit harder.
And that's downstairs. Now 2-0.
2-0.
And that one missing low.
Well, I would expect in this 3-0 count, you're taking all the way. See if he'll walk you.
That's a strike.
That's in there. And now 3-1. And that one clips the corner.
The guy's going this good. He's retired 7 in a row. You got to step out of the box, fake bunt, do something to break it up.
Outside, and that is ball 4.
One of the things about that 2-out walk, the base runner over at first base is going to have a very aggressive secondary lead. So a ball down the line or into the gap will produce a 2-out RBI, and those are the best. That is, if you are the offensive side of it.
Let's go, Astros. Strike.
Urias batting for the second time, and that's strike
ball,
1.
strike.
Pretty rare location right there, right down the middle. This guy paints the edges. I'm not sure if you're going to see that pitch again as a hitter.
Come on, Astros. Swing. 1-1.
Swing and a miss. And it's 1-2. Brown
ball, 2
off
strikes.
of first with 2 away. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. He picks up his 5th strikeout on the hill. The A's strand 1. They trail in this one 3-0. Back now to start the bottom of the 5th, and taking over on the mound, Michel Otañez.
Still pretty early in the ball game, so this bullpen has some work ahead of them. Best case scenario might be if he can come in here and get several quick outs, kind of bridge the gap that starter left for him.
Right fielder,
Now it's the right fielder, Ben Gamel. A double and a run scored his first time up. On the corner for a strike, and it's 0-1. Otañez, known as a guy with pretty lights out type stuff, racks up the strikeouts, but the command at times can elude him. That's in there, and it's 0-2. Activity in the bullpen. T.J. McFarland, the left-handed reliever, appears to be getting loose. And a swing and a miss, and one gone.
Just blown away in that at bat. 3 fastballs, all strikes. He wasn't even able to foul one off. There's not much you can take away from an at bat like that as a hitter, other than maybe there's something wrong with your eyes. He's got to have better timing on the fastball next time.
Oh, he hit him,
That hit him.
and that got him pretty flush. Now it's the second baseman, Jose Altuve.
Jose Altuve.
Yeah, and a manager in a situation like this type of pitcher has to stay alert and ready. He's got to make sure he's watching from pitch to pitch, hitter to hitter, to quickly get another reliever up in the bullpen if he needs to bring someone in.
Man at first, one away. Otanez picks over. And that lack of command, that's usually one of the things that leads guys to be converted from starter to reliever.
Yeah, and it's such a short stint when you compare.
Runner takes off, pitch in for a strike, and that's a stolen base, not even close. Way inside.
Astros, let's go.
Man at second. Otanez. He's kind of a prototypical bullpen arm in today's game. Electric stuff that results in a ton of strikeouts. In a tough spot like this, that is a big time benefit. Way inside, gets out of the way. Worm burner into the outfield for a knock. Rounds third, headed for the plate. He'll score. It's an RBI single, and they lead by 4.
Well done. Drives in the run. Couldn't get any air under it, but he smoked that ball back up the middle. Timing was just perfect. Got great wood on it, and there was just no chance for the infielders with how hard he hit it.
Runner on at first with one gone. Isaac Paredes up next for the Astros. He's already homered here in this one. And a fastball clips the outside corner for a strike.
Now, as a hitter, when a guy like this comes into the game, you feel like he's standing on top of you, and it's just attack mode coming right at you, expecting to get a swing and miss.
Sharp grounder. That's through for a base hit. Quick throw back in. Lead runner holds at second with one gone.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Yordan Alvarez.
Yordan Alvarez up next for the Astros. Singing, he's a guy that covers both sides of the plate about as well as anyone in the sport. How difficult is that to do?
Well, just look at the back of my bubblegum card. You'll see how hard it is. These guys are great, man. They have the ability to look out there, but also to be able to turn on the inside pitch. Those that can really sharpen things on the outer half, those are the ones that become elite.
In for a strike, and it's 1-1. Runners at first and second with one gone. Last half of inning number 5. On the outside corner, going to count 1 and 2. That's a base hit. Throw back in, holds the runner at third. Base is now loaded. Only one away.
Back against the wall with 2 strikes, but found a way. Nice job of driving that pitch the other way on a line. You know, hitters, they take so many reps in the cages working on going to the opposite field, and it doesn't always translate into the game, but right there it did, and he did it perfectly.
Christian Walker up next for the Astros. That one finds the zone. Strike 1. Fouled off down the right side. And that's downstairs and outside.
His understanding of the strike zone, very impressive. That was a very close 0-2 fastball. I just don't know how you take that.
Here we go. No, that's it.
Boog, he never moved because he never had time to. But that kind of velocity, you'd prefer that pitcher work away.
Got a chance to do some damage.
That missed by a lot. And now it's 3-2. This one is blasted. A no-doubter. Grand slam. He flexes his power with that swing. It's 8-0. He put a charge into that one.
That was a lightning swing right there, no doubt about it. Well, he comes through big time with the grand slam here, but you also got to give some credit to the guys ahead of him. Good at bats to get on base and really set the table for a very special moment in this one.
Manager out of the dugout now, and it looks like we'll see a change on the mound. Michel Otonez done for the afternoon. We'll be back in a minute with a new arm on the mound.
Go! That's right. Let's go. All right, let's go. Woo! Yeah.
On the mound now, Noah Murdoch.
And with the big deficit on the scoreboard, he almost has to just put that out of his mind. Every outing matters for relievers and their numbers, but I think it's tough to get up for this type of appearance the same way you would for one in a close game.
Now the catcher up to hit, Yainer Diaz. 0 for 2 in this one. Right through there for a strike.
That's a ball.
Swing and a high fly ball to left. Brown. Out number 2.
Now batting, shortstop, Jeremy.
Now it's the shortstop, Jeremy Pena.
Here we go, Astros.
There's a strike up high. It's 0-1. Next offering, pop foul off to the right out of play.
Let's go, Astros.
2 down, nobody on. Hard ground ball, base knock.
Good two-strike hitting right there, Boog. A bit of a lost start for some, so that was nicely done to beat the odds. He got that front foot down, and pitch recognition was on point. Pretty impressive for an 0-2 count.
So a man aboard. Now the left fielder, Chas McCormick.
Yeah.
And a first pitch fastball is in for a
1-1.
strike.
Let's go, Astros. Come on, Astros.
Check on the runner, and he's back
Hey,
safely.
he beat it.
Swing and a ground ball, and that one gets through into center field. Throw in holds the lead runner at second. 2 on now with 2 away.
Fielder,
Ben Gamble up next for the Astros. 1 for 2. Fastball in the inside corner for a strike. Two on, 2 outs. Swing and a miss. And that is strike 2.
Man, he really sells the changeup with that arm action.
Let's go, Astros.
Swing and a high fly ball hit the air left center field. This one's got a chance. That's back there. Gone. It finds the Crawford boxes. A home run. He circles the bases. Second home run of the inning for him. It's 11-0. That's their 3rd home run of the game.
They're having a lot of fun at the plate in this one. They've got the long ball working for them on autopilot.
Yeah, baby!
Pitchers are taught to keep the ball down so that you don't get hurt. But unfortunately on that one, he made a pretty good pitch in terms of location, but it was just a better swing.
Manager out of the dugout now, and he will make a move to dip into the A's bullpen. Noah Murdoch departs, and as he heads for the dugout, we'll take a quick break. New arm on the mound when we get back.
Oh, yeah! Yeah, woo!
So a new pitcher on the mound for the A's, Hogan Harris.
Now pitching
Well, they need
for the
someone to stop the bleeding and keep the score right where it is. Seems like a tough task today with the way this lineup is swinging it.
All right, nice job. Yeah, let's go.
So next up for Houston, Jake Myers. In the air to left down the line. Brown sizing this one up, and that'll do it. But 2 round trippers in this inning. The long ball was working. We're through 5. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show. This one isn't exactly close, Chris. Let's go off script for a moment.
I'm game.
Were we on script?
Never.
All right, Singy, in ballpark entertainment, you got a favorite mascot race?
Yeah, I love what they do in D.C. with the former presidents.
Somebody always gets tackled. They always get hurt.
I know, and it's just crazy. Imagine running around in those big, bulky suits, and somebody's always going to go down.
And that misses. And that's ball 2. Do you remember when Tim Kirkjian ran in the sausage race in Milwaukee?
No, I didn't see that one.
Yeah. Yeah, they used one of the kid-size ones.
You know, this isn't exactly a mascot race, but I love what they do in Atlanta with the freeze.
That one misses. So a leadoff walk.
It's tough after falling behind a hitter, 2 balls and no strikes, but now at least he gets a fresh start against a new batter. But he needs to get back into the strike zone and start pitching with conviction.
Butler, the next to hit, takes ball 1. Wilson aboard here at first with nobody out. And a foul ball.
I wanted to race the freeze with 1 point. I don't think my hamstrings could hold up for it now.
I feel like 5 years ago you could have handled the freeze. It would have been fun, and I would bait you into it and try and get you to train to race the freeze, and it just never materialized.
Yeah, I appreciate that you had enough confidence in me that I could beat a guy who looks like he was going to the Olympic trials at some point or another. But yeah, it's always a great thing to watch there at Truist Park.
Would you have worn one of those bobsled outfits like the freeze wears?
Nah, they'd have been a little too revealing for me at this age.
I feel you. The 1-2. On the ground to the left. Dives, but it kicks off his glove. To first, and he beats it. Everyone's safe.
This lefty matchup thing's not going so well.
The designated hitter, Brent Rooker.
So now the DH spot, Brent Rooker. A strikeout and a walk. Back to the mound. It hit him.
Come on now, kid.
Safe at first, and now we'll check on the lefty. Hope he's all right.
Up next for the A's.
And now they'll hustle out to check on him. That was quite a shot he took as you see him down on a knee.
Yeah, clearly in some real pain, but he will not want to come out of this game if he doesn't have to. It's looking to me like he's going to try to shake it off and continue.
So digging in, J.J. Bleday. He swings and misses at the first pitch. 0-1.
0-1.
Strike him out.
Just missed. The 1-1 is fouled off. Bases loaded, nobody out, and we're in the top half of the 6th.
Ball. 2-2.
No batter.
Still 2-2 after the foul ball. And a swing and a miss. And that's 6 Ks for him in this one.
Oh, that's a curveball that I'm sure he wants back at the plate. 2 strikes, the sort of pitch you're hoping for, a bit of a mistake, and I'd say in a very hittable location, but clearly the break was enough to get him to swing through it.
On the ground, a second, might be 2. There's 1. Double play, and that'll do it for the inning.
Just trying to sneak one through with the bases loaded, but an excellent job by the defense to turn that one and get out of this jam.
Well, we go bottom 6. Here's the second baseman, Jose Altuve.
Fresh cold soda here.
Altuve measures 5 feet 6 inches. 34-year-old vet. Can't forget to mention he's a former MVP. And a good fastball to start him off. That's strike 1. The A's bullpen has some movement. T.J. McFarland, the veteran southpaw, is getting ready to come on if needed. Holman, a right-hander, loosening up as well. The 0-1. Sliced hard but foul. And a fastball misses outside for a ball. 1-2 to count. And there's a ball. Missed inside with the curve. Foul ball, and it remains a full count. Line to left, and foul ball. Swing and a miss, struck him out. He didn't make it easy for him on the mound, but they still get the strikeout.
I'm not sure that was the exact location the pitcher wanted, but it worked. He got the swing and miss, and I'm sure a bit of sigh of relief after seeing that one go through the zone.
Paredes stands in now and watches strike 1. Next offering is fouled back. Base is empty, 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th. Good eye in that spot.
And that's awfully close. I don't know how you take that. He's seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand really well right now.
Next offering upstairs. Battling here as he fouls it away. 1 down, base is empty. Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row. So now the Astros designated hitter, Yordan Alvarez.
Yordan Alvarez.
And a first pitch fastball is in for a strike. Breaking ball in there for a strike.
Oh, this guy's so comfortable hitting with 2 strikes. Even a good pitch early in the at-bat. If he's not ready to pull the trigger, he's not worried if he gets to an 0-2 count.
Swing and a miss. Curveball in the dirt. Langoliers collects, fires to first. That completes the strikeout, inning over. Back here in Houston, and here is Tyler Soderstrom. Ball 1, no strikes. high fly ball, and that one curling foul down the right side. Line drive. Oh, he gloves it.
Great hops right there, Boog. He timed it just right to bring that liner down, and he saved a knock.
Zach Geloff up next for the A's. He's grounded out a couple of times. Swing and a miss. And that is strike one.
And it really looks like these hitters have been in between with their timing today. Good fastball, excellent slider, but they've not been able to commit to one velocity and stay there.
Breaking ball misses down and away. In the dirt, and the count's even at 2. Breaking ball in there, got him looking, and he's up to 7 strikeouts.
Man, just backdoored him with the breaking ball right there. And I'll tell you what, as a hitter, it looks like it's a mile away, so you give up on it, and then it just hooks around that outside corner. Tell you what, if a pitcher can make a pitch like that, you pretty much just have to tip your cap as you walk back to the dugout.
2 outs, base is empty. Seth Brown up next for the A's. Slapped foul.
One and one.
Yeah, big swing and a miss.
Just an outstanding job of spinning the baseball, moving it around, doing what he does.
On the ground, right side. Into the outfield, base hit. So a 2-out knock keeps the inning alive.
Still able to come through behind in the count right there. He kind of rolled over on this pitch a little bit, but he got enough behind it to shoot it through for a knock, and you'll take that anytime you can get him to find a hole.
Now it's going to be Luis Urias. Left field, way back there. McCormick ranging back on it. Way back, out of here. Luis Urias goes deep. It's 11-2.
First pitch hacking, and it paid off for him in a big way.
That one was a hanger, and pitchers typically don't get away with making a mistake like that. And right there, he made him pay.
Base is empty with 2 away. And now the shortstop, Jacob Wilson. And that's in for a strike. 0-1. Base is empty, 2 away, but 2 runs are in here in the top half of inning number 7. That one the other way, and foul ball. On the ground to third.
Let's go, get on your horse.
Zips it across, and that is the inning. But 2 come across to score in the inning, courtesy of this 2-run homer. Midway in inning number 7, and it's time to stretch. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show. And welcome back to the ballpark. Bottom of the 7th, and here's the first baseman, Christian Walker. That pitch in for a strike, 0-1.
0-1.
One more, let's go.
He swings and fouls one off. Sharp grounder, that's through for a base hit. And the leadoff man aboard.
Now we're talking.
Now batting, Catcher.
Yainer Diaz getting ready to hit. 0 for 3 in this one. That one finds the corner. Strike one.
Stay out of the double play.
Ground ball could be 2. Fired to second. Return throw to first, and that's 2.
For me, that's one of the toughest double plays to turn on the infield. The first baseman has to get inside, create a throwing lane to hit that middle infielder to start the double play, and then from there, completing it back to first. Really good job all the way around.
2 down, bases empty. Here's the shortstop at the plate, Jeremy Pena. On the ground to first, and that one handled. Tosses to the pitcher covering the bag. They don't come much closer than that. Bang, bang play to end the inning. Nothing doing there for Houston, and it remains an 11-2 ball game.
Now pitching.
The Astros turn to a new arm on the mound, Brian King. He has a great slider with tons of movement. So digging in, Lawrence Butler, 1 for 3.
Lawrence Butler.
That one's upstairs, ball 1.
Yeah, Brian, let's go.
Lifted in the air, out to left. McCormick has a beat on it, and there's one away.
All right, here we go.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Brent Rooker.
Now the A's designated hitter, Brent Rooker. He's a guy who does it all. With the lack of contact in today's game, this guy hits for contact, so he delivers average, but there's on base and slugging too. Swing and a miss, strike one.
Early in the count, you have to be real careful because of that power, but then if this hitter gets a strike or two on him, he's still very comfortable, and because he has the ability to get the barrel to the baseball, he's a threat deep into the count as well.
So a foul ball makes it 1-2.
Come on, Houston.
One down, base is empty. Out to short, Pena.
Move it.
Sends it across to first, 2 down.
Now batting, center fielder, J.J. Bleday.
Next up for the A's, J.J. Bleday. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a ground out.
Let's go, Brian.
Swing and a ground ball, base hit right field. And that keeps the inning going.
Waste no time there. Just one of those seeing eye base hits through the infield. It just kind of rolled over on it a little bit, but sometimes those can find a hole and get you a knock.
Here's the catcher to hit, Shea Langoliers. 0 for 3 with 2 ground outs and a strikeout. Right through there for a strike. Bleday, the runner at first with 2 gone. In the air, pretty deep out to center field. Myers moving under it. And that is that. This one pretty well decided at this point. Home half of inning number 8 straight ahead. It's the Astros 11 and the A's 2. Ready for the bottom of the 8th, and stepping in for the Astros, Chas McCormick.
Chas McCormick.
Harris back to work. Almost
One
got
ball,
him.
no strikes.
All right, Astros.
Line drive, and this might be trouble. Now he'll turn for second. The throw in safely. It's a double, and his second hit.
Couple of hits in a row for him here. I love the approach he had right there with that pitch. Not trying to do too much, but still looking to drive it, and that's exactly what he's able to do into the opposite field gap for the double.
So man aboard, and now the right fielder, Ben Gamble. He's already homered in this game. Ball in the dirt, and it gets away. McCormick up to third on the wild pitch.
Even with a good secondary lead, sometimes it's hard to see just how far that ball's gotten away from the catcher, and if you can make it to third base pretty much standing up. Well, that time he seemed to have a pretty good read, gets to third safely, and now he's just 90 feet away from scoring.
Ground ball up the middle, that's a base hit. Runner from third comes across, and it's an RBI single, and it's a double-digit lead as they're up by 10. And here is Jake Myers. And that's off the inside edge. 1-0. That one down the line, and that's just foul. The 1-1 is fouled off.
Come on, let's keep it going.
Got him looking. That's a strikeout.
Well, just couldn't pull the trigger on the fastball right there, and I don't think he was taking it, thinking it might be a called ball or anything. I just think he was flat out frozen. Did not expect that location, in my opinion.
Altuve stands in here, takes ball one low. And that one is in for a strike. Good pitch.
Good approach right there. You want to get something just a little higher that you can elevate. Stay out of that double play.
That's a ball.
The Astros up big in this one. Here, the bottom half of the 8th inning. Next offer in there for a strike. And that's strike 2. Softly hit to third, and it goes just foul.
Let's go, Astros!
On the ground. Fair ball. Oh, can't pick it up cleanly. And he'll reach second with one away.
All day, baby.
Now batting, third baseman, Paredes.
One away, runners at second and third. Now the number 2 hitter, Isaac Paredes. Right through there for a strike. Center field. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. 2 away now.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Yordan Alvarez.
Now here's the Astros designated hitter, Yordan Alvarez.
Let's go, bro.
Just
Ball,
missed.
that's outside.
Astros, let's go.
Line drive. Base hit. 1 run is in. Now 2 runs score, and they extend their lead. Here comes the skipper, and we're going to see a pitching change in this spot. Hogan Harris out of the game, and as he heads off, we'll step aside for a minute. Back with the new pitcher after this break.
Now pitching for the
So a new
Athletics,
pitcher on the mound for the A's,
number
Grant
67,
Holman.
Grant Holman.
Christian Walker up next for the Astros.
One more time.
And first offering is fouled off. Alvarez off of first with 2 away.
Come on, Astros.
Outside
Ball.
low, and a count even 1-1. Swing and a miss, and that's strike 2.
Clearly, he was
1 and
sitting on a
2,
fastball right there and just ended up out in front of the slider. Hey, you can't fault him for his commitment. Now he's just going to have to battle with 2 strikes.
Inside
Ball.
just missed. Misses outside, and now 3-2.
Great RBI spot here. Just got to stay focused on the pitch. The runner will be in motion, so something in the gap should definitely score him.
Come on, Houston.
Fouled off, and they'll do it again. Three and 2. Payoff pitch. Swung on, belted. Brown going back. Makes the catch on the edge of the track. So they get 3 runs on 4 hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base. 9th inning coming up. The Astros on top, 14-2. All set to start the 9th in this one. Now, Tyler Soderstrom. King, a 6-1 lefty. He features a 4-seam fastball, a slider, a curve, and he works in a sinker. Next offering is in for a strike.
That fastball, even though it's up, that's the velocity you want to go after. Low 90s, a lot better than trying to hit the high 90s.
And he chases that one. And a strikeout for the first out here in the 9th.
Well, clearly just anxious right there, and understandably so. In an 0-2 count, you feel like you've got a lot of plate to cover, and you don't want to strike out, and you end up striking out. That's just one of those pitches where it's not over the plate, but because you committed to it as it was leaving his hand, by the time you realized it wasn't going to be in the zone, it's too late to hold up your swing.
Geloff in the box with 1 away as he takes ball 1. Foul ball. Comes up empty. That's strike 2.
So far, all we've seen in this at-bat are fastballs. Look for him to slow it down right here ahead in the count.
Base is empty, 1 away. You're at the top of the 9th. Just off the outside edge. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Foul ball left side. He'll see another. Swings and misses. It's a strikeout. And they're down to their last out.
Oh, nothing too fancy on the strikeout pitch right there. Just a low 90s fastball, and I'm not sure he was trying to challenge him, but that's pretty much what happened. Very hittable location, but he found a way to just get it by him.
Brown at the plate now. That's ball 1. Swings through that one out in front that time.
1 ball, 1 strike.
The 1-1 is fouled off. King is just 1 strike away. And a swing and a miss, and that is the ball game.
Offensive explosion today for these players. They gave up a few runs,
but they had more than enough firepower to turn this one into a blowout.
14-2 at the end of this one. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Shambi saying so long. Alongside Chris Singleton, I'm John Shambi. And it's going to be a hot one out there, Singy. Temperatures in the 90s right now around first pitch.
Yeah, Boog, some guys love this heat. They feel like there's no fear attacking the baseball, don't have to worry about cold days and getting jammed. But I tell you what, for me, it was always about hydration because I could cramp up, and you have to make sure that you stay up on your fluids. And it's not just when the game starts. This is something that you have to do days in advance if you're someone that's prone to cramping.
It's the Athletics taking on the Houston Astros. All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this. So just about set, and today's starter, Framber Valdez.
Anytime you have 5 pitches to work with on the mound, that repertoire can be a real weapon in terms of keeping hitters off balance, man. It's one of those things that I'm going to be looking for in this one. Does he have a feel for all of those pitches, or is he just able to get 1 or 2 over in the strike zone where he wants? Now, it's tough to do to be able to command all those pitches, but if he can, he is going to be very tough for the opponent today.
Lawrence Butler, the leadoff batter, as he looks at ball 1. The 1-0. And another ball.
2-0.
That one's spoiled, and the count now 2-1.
Here we go, Astros.
Line drive, caught. And time now to check out the A's lineup. They're dealing with a sinker specialist on the mound, which can be a big-time challenge when he's right and working mostly from the knees down.
Well, I think the approach you take is really try to lay off of those pitches down in the zone until he gets some called strikes and then forces you to go after that pitch. Until then, make him elevated, because guys that throw those sinkers, those two-seamers, really hard for them to be effective up in the zone. Those are pitches you can hammer, and when you get a cookie, you don't want to miss it.
The 0-1 is outside, and it's a ball and a strike.
1-1.
That's down and in.
2-1.
Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did.
2-2's the count.
Not close with that one, and it's 3-2. Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout.
He's really good hitting the baseball the other way, so credit the pitcher for having him out in front of that pitch. Clearly, he had him fooled.
This is J.J. Bleday. And first offering is fouled off. That's a little bit low.
1-1. Swing better.
And that one fouled off. Foul ball, still a 1-2 count. 2 outs. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. The next offering misses, and it's 2-2. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Cut on and miss, struck him out. And good work there as he gets a 1-2-3. Nothing doing there for the A's. And now the Astros go to work for the first time. No score. It's Major League Baseball on the show. Back here at Dyken Park, And on the hill, Luis Severino. What's the scouting report on him?
Well, he comes at hitters with a 5-pitch mix, so for him, it's always interesting to see how he utilizes those weapons. He may lean on 1 or 2 pitches depending on how things are going and how things are working, but if he can control 4 or even 5 of those offerings, look out, hitters. It's going to be a tough day. He's really going to be able to keep those guys off balance.
And stepping in for the Astros, Jose Altuve. In for a strike, and it's 0-1. Severino. That one ripped right center field. That's back there. And that ball is out of here. He muscles that one out the opposite way. Just like that, they move in front. It's 1-0.
That's an impressive swing of the bat to go over the wall to the opposite field gap. And, you know, there are a lot of guys that just don't have the pop to do that, and probably just as many who don't have the approach either. He let that ball travel, and he got great extension on the follow-through to drive it out of here.
Isaac Paredes up next for the Astros. And it stays fair.
Batting third.
Now it's Yordan Alvarez.
Yordan Alvarez.
That one fouled off.
When you're taking your lead over there at first, you got to be very careful. This guy on the mound's got a good pickoff move.
Paredes gets his lead at first with nobody out.
Come on here, Yordan.
And that one is lifted in the air. Lede settles underneath it. One down.
Batting fourth. First baseman.
Now we check out the Astros lineup. Singy, this righty-heavy lineup is a bit unusual against a right-handed pitcher.
Yeah, Boog certainly bucks the old conventional wisdom, and I'm not sure I see the vision from the manager on this one. You're not exactly putting your players in the best situation to succeed when you roll out a lineup like this. Maybe they've seen something on video that tells them there's a weakness to exploit. Perhaps that's it.
Hey, now let's go.
Christian Walker in the box now. No balls and a strike.
0-1.
That one ripped, but foul. Man at first, one away. That's to third. Urias. Here's Geloff for one. And that's 2. But they're off to a good start as they pick up a run on this solo shot. It's an early 1-0 lead. You're dialed into the show. Back here in Houston, here's the catcher, Shea Langoliers.
Shea Langoliers.
Valdez back to work. Valdez, multi-time All-Star. He features a sinker, a curve, a changeup, a slider, and he works in a four-seamer. Comes up empty as he chases that one in the dirt. And it beats him for the first out after the drop third strike.
Well, take a look at the 3-pitch sequence here. Pretty simple in terms of putting them away at the plate. Once you're ahead 0-2 as a pitcher, you can really expand the zone and see how aggressive that hitter is going to be trying to protect and battle. And right there, clearly he was in swing mode, but all you can do is hope to foul that off.
Stepping in, Tyler Soderstrom. And that is downstairs. And that is ball one. One out, base is empty. Strike one.
This guy's got such a good sinker. As a hitter, you've got to look up in the zone. If you look down, you're going to be chasing stuff in the dirt.
Our umpire for this one, Freddie Ferguson, a consistent umpire by all accounts.
Yeah, I think the book on him is that he's not necessarily by the book with his strike zone. But once you figure out where he's calling strikes, you can pretty much count on him to stay with that throughout the game.
Nice grab on the run. And there's two down.
Nothing instills more confidence in a team than a center fielder who makes a great play like that on the run. They can feed off the energy he brings just from his playmaking abilities.
Zach Geloff stands in with two away as he takes a ball. 2 out, space is empty. Next offering is down low. Swing and a high fly ball in the air left field. Makes the grab, and that's the inning. After an inning and a half, it's 1-0. And we're back, bottom of the second. And here's the catcher, Yainer Diaz. There's a strike. And a strike in there.
Well, he didn't like those first 2 pitches. Now in an 0-2 hole, he's going to have to battle. Hope he gets a mistake.
0-2 now. And delivers outside.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Swing and a high fly ball right field. Butler snags it on the run.
Well, those can be pretty fun as an outfielder. Got to put it into his highest gear and go a long way to track that one down. Nothing better than that. You feel like a wide receiver playing football.
Let's go, Jeremy.
And first offering is fouled off.
It's a tough pitch, but in terms of the best pitch you're going to get to hit in the at-bat, that fastball was down enough where you're going to catch up to one. That's the one. When he elevates, hitters aren't touching it.
The shortstop takes the ball.
He's great hitting the ball the other way, and that pitch did a good job to straighten him up a bit. Mission accomplished.
Got him swinging. Chased the fastball up the ladder for strike 3.
That's tough. You see it well. I mean, that was clearly up and out of the strike zone, but that's one of the hardest things. You know, when you see a pitch out of the hand at eye level, that discipline to remember, I can't hit that pitch. If I can see it really well at eye level, I can't catch up to that pitch when a pitcher's got this kind of velocity.
Two down, nobody on. Next pitch in for a strike, and the count 1-1. And that one wrapped foul. And that's outside.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Down to the dirt, swing and a miss. Langoliers down to first with it in time. So the drop third strike doesn't hurt him, and that's that. We played 2 innings. It's 1-0. New inning getting started. So here's Brown at the plate.
Seth Brown.
Ball 1 there.
1 ball, no strikes.
And that one is downstairs. 2-0.
Right now, behind in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. No free passes. You can't allow that.
Swing and a ball lifted in the air. Gamble sizes this one up and makes the grab. 1 up, 1 down. Here's Luis Urias.
Swing now.
First pitch doesn't find the zone.
Let's go, Houston.
That's ripped, and this one could be extra bases. Around first and hustling for second. And he starts his afternoon off right with a double.
Batting ninth, shortstop, number 5.
That ball was blasted, Boog, and as broadcasters, we can go weeks without seeing a ball hit 115 miles per hour, which is what StatCast tells us there. Man, he really got the bat through the zone and did not get cheated.
Yeah, that ball was absolutely smoked. And now Jacob Wilson.
Ball.
And the first pitch misses for ball 1.
1-0.
And a foul ball.
Sit him down.
Man at second. Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout. Next to hit, Lawrence Butler.
Right
0
fielder,
for 1 so
Lawrence
far.
Butler.
All right, Astros.
And that is out of play. Next offering is in for a strike.
He's clearly out there throwing pitchers pitches in this situation. First base is open. If he walks him, no big deal.
Sit him down.
The 0-2. And a swing and a miss. Now 5 strikeouts for him on the mound.
He's in a tough spot, had to make a great pitch, did it, got the strikeout, gets out of the jam. Clearly, he's happy with those results.
Back here in Houston, here's Ben Gamel.
Right fielder, Ben
Gamel in his 7th season in the 8th spot in today's lineup, and he found his way onto the team after being claimed off waivers
That time,
upstairs.
that's a ball.
And that's ball 1. In there at the knees for a strike.